Hi, I'm Will Fuller, your peak performance and holistic health coach, and thank you for taking the time for joining me for this video, the top 3 mistakes that everybody makes with the palming eye exercise. Now, chances are if you found this palming eye exercise video, you already know what the palming eye exercise is, popularized by Dr. Bates, and that you're looking to improve your eyesight. Maybe you have eye fatigue, strained eyes, and you're looking to have them feel better, or maybe you're looking to actually improve your eyesight. So I want to share with you the top 3 mistakes that everybody makes with the palming exercise to try and save you a little bit of time and also save you a lot of frustration, because the way you're going to get results with the eye exercises is not just doing an eye exercise once and everything magically improves. Its consistency is key. So doing the eye exercises repeatedly, which can be a challenge for a lot of people, especially in today's world of attention grabbing technology and everything going on here. There's a reason why burnout is at an all-time high. So I want to be able to share with you how you can really maximize on your time during the palming eye exercise. So hopefully you'll get better and quicker results. So mistake number 1 then that people do with the palming eye exercise is that they're stressed or depressed when they are doing it. Now, if it's you and palming is a break for you, so sometimes I might listen to a meditation while I palm, and that's a way of me calming down, then that's different. But a lot of the time people are typing away or they're stressed and they're like, right, I've got to do my eye exercise, I've got to do my palming. And I want you to notice that this position, a lot of the time, if we're already in a kind of a depressed state, then being hunched in that position might feel uncomfortable for you. So subconsciously, you might be saying, well, palming eye exercise doesn't work, or I feel terrible, I feel worse when I do the palming eye exercise. You want to think about what is your state before doing it. Now, if you find that palming helps improve your state, that is something different altogether. But if you're already in a depressed or stressed state, then I recommend taking a break from it. Go for a walk, go do an exercise, go do a different eye exercise, maybe come back to it the next day. If you're finding it as a pattern, then maybe you need to find a better time of doing that eye exercise, or maybe doing a different length of time. Now, Dr. Mir Schneider, who is my educator, mentor, and friend in San Francisco, who taught me so much about natural vision improvement, he always said that it was really important that you weren't stressed when palming, and his reason for that was tension. So we're kind of tensing our shoulders, tensing our neck, whereas for him, because he was able to overcome his own blindness, and palming eye exercise was a real key exercise for him, is that he was really big on the fact that we had good blood flow, we're relaxed. Palming is a nourishing exercise, not something that we're doing in a stressed state. So I've kind of combined 2 in 1 there. So if that is you, just something to look out for with the palming eye exercise, whether you're stressed or depressed. So that's mistake number 1 that a lot of people make with the palming eye exercise. Mistake number 2 is that you have poor posture while doing it. Now, so many of us have poor posture. 60% of Americans are going to experience back pain at some point in their life, whereas 80% of health conditions, it is said, are due to lifestyle choices. Poor posture is one of those. So if we're already in this poor posture position, and then we're going to hunch over even more with this palming eye exercise for a long period, then you're going to be creating even more tension through the body. And again, just like mistake number 1, where people doing it stressed or depressed, is that palming is meant to be relaxing. It's meant to be nourishing for the body, getting good blood flow around to the eyes, to the head, to the brain, visualizing black, breathing, all this fantastic stuff that comes along with the palming eye exercise. We can miss it if we're kind of hunched over in this poor posture. Now, if you're interested in learning more about posture, then you can check out my YouTube channel, Envision Self-Healing, and there's some posture videos on what you can do to improve your posture. I am going to do a specific posture video for palming. I just need to get around to doing it at some point, so stay tuned for that one. You can like and subscribe, and then you're guaranteed to get the palming eye exercise, better posture for palming eye exercise video on that one. So mistake number 3 then that so many people make is that they put too much pressure around their eyes. So when Mir walks around the room, and he does this as an eye exercise, and when I teach this on people, it's such a gentle touch. Those of you that have had children, or like a baby or a sleeping cat or something, I don't know, then imagine what that the gentlest touch that you can do on that surface. So it's almost like you're creating a seal, but you're not pushing on the eye. So why don't we want that? Again, the palming eye exercise is meant to be relaxing. So one thing I want you to do, especially out of these top 3 mistakes here, is to really take this one home with you today, and hopefully you have a daily palming eye exercise practice if you're really serious about natural vision improvement. When you palm today, or when you next palm, when you're doing it, I want you to ask yourself the question, could I be doing less pressure? And what does that feel like? Now, obviously, when we do the palming eye exercise, we want it to be dark. So I know a lot of you, especially if you're in a light room like this, you're just taking a break during the day, and you might be pushing your palms around your eye orbits as a way of reducing that light as much as possible. Ideally, you just try and make the room as dark as possible instead. And I want you to think about this gentle light touch. And you might notice that as you do that gentle light touch, that might even alleviate some of that stress that you're feeling, because you might not even realize that you're in a stress response. Maybe it's just a normal part of your day, like so many of us. So when you ask yourself the question, could I be gentler with my palming? Could I place my hands a little lighter? It forces you to almost disengage some of that stress. It might have you kind of sit up straight, because you might notice that you're doing too much pressure because your posture is poor and you're really pushing down like this. Whereas if you're a little bit more upright and your posture is a little bit better, then there's a little bit more control of that pressure around your eye orbit. So why don't we want that high pressure? Well, again, we're trying to alleviate strain in the eyes. We're trying to alleviate pressure in the eyes, especially if it's something like glaucoma. So it's very important with eye exercises. A lot of the time we just kind of read a book and we know it, so we just do it. But there's these nuances that are very important, just like any personal training or any kind of exercise that you can do to make sure that you do avoid any kind of injuries, but more importantly, so that you get maximum results. A lot of the time, it's these key components that people are missing because they haven't necessarily spoken with a one-to-one coach, which means that they're not getting as much out of their eye exercises. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. If you want to learn about more on relaxing your eyes without the palming eye exercise, then please check out the eye relaxation playlist on my Envision Self-Healing YouTube channel. You can also sign up for a free ebook at envisionselfhealing.com, which is going to give you more information about the fundamentals of eye exercises. And please come join me at the Clearer Better Living Facebook group, where we talk about eye exercises, but we also talk about how do you fit eye exercises into your daily life and just living a life of a healthy, active lifestyle. All the best to you and your eye exercise program. If this was helpful, you have any further questions, please let me know in the comment box below. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.